You don't just go with nothing in your hand and go and tell the commissioners, the other commissioners, my street are flooding and I need you to give me money to solve the problem. If you don't have a comprehensive plan, you assess the situation, the area. Again, a comprehensive plan where you assess the problem and you ask the county to do the survey, to do the plan, and if the plan exists, how can we implement that? If it's outdated, why don't we update the plan to come up with solution for that? When it comes to county land, a comprehensive plan includes space analysis. Where do we have space available and what can be done? I can guarantee you, as county commissioner, I will help save our green space, because at the same time you need housing, but at the same time you need the water to go back to the aquifer, right? We need to address climate change and sea level rise. It's not just addressing flood, when in reality, even though when drainage, when the river, after 1 feet of water is higher than your street, what's gonna happen? You're gonna have to wait for the river to go down before the water can move. That's why we are talking about a real comprehensive plan that's gonna address the need of the residents in all aspects of District 2.
So you were right. The county has been giving out the land. And at a time when the housing crisis continues to deteriorate, I believe that there has to be an assessment of all the available pieces of land in the county. And then we want to make sure that as a commissioner, we develop contract with developers that will build affordable housing. Because it is unacceptable for us to have a county where teachers cannot live where they work, where workers have to move and they have to travel for hours to get to work, when we are giving our land away to developers. So that's why I've been fighting for what I call inclusive and participatory development. And all these pieces of land should be used for the people and not for developers to build at high density to make a profit. I think we, the community, should come first, and we can do it.
Experience in politics has its place. It's admirable. However, sometimes that experience comes with favors from those developers. And sometimes those developers are the ones who are funding the campaign. So I'm asking for some transparency. If there's a pledge to sell land, particularly to a developer, I need to know all of your transactions from the day you started this job. Because we don't want you giving it to a developer for that $100, and then he builds something and you getting a kickback for it. You understand that? Yeah. And that happens too much among politicians, particularly in this time. So transparency is what we're looking for before any deal is to be made. Thank you.
I apologize for the mayor, because your question was about selling land, and then he went on and talked about housing and comprehensive plan, underwater, rising of the tide. He lost me. Anyway. So that's what it is when you don't understand. Okay, let me go back to the question.
That wasn't appropriate.
I'm sorry. Let me go back to the question. The question was about selling land to developers at $100 per lot. The county has a lot of vacant land that the county took away from property owners, and the county now wants to liquidate these lands for the purpose of redevelopment. However, the county is not proactive and not doing it the right way. It's all about payback. Developers who invest $100,000 in a campaign, he's gonna get free land at $100 per lot. And this is why developers are very active supporting certain candidates around here.
Let me say this. I think this is very important for us to understand. If the land is available, I think we need to look at people that live in that area, those that have business in that area, to give them an opportunity. I'm right, we gotta be more proactive. We need to be proactive with the residents that need an opportunity. I had a young lady talk to me about a commissioner that gave her a piece of land to be a beautician. And she talked about how that changed her life and made her life better. She was not no developer. The developer don't need your $100. How are we charging somebody $100 who got a fortune? They got millions, but you want to charge them $100. Something in that picture is not right. That's not what we should be doing. As a county commissioner, we need to look at opportunities for people that live in that area, because they're the ones that allow that area to be an area where somebody would see some opportunities in it. I think that's where you've got to deal with those lands when you look at opportunities to give land.
Can I have the 30 seconds to respond?
30 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to let the audience know we have 4 questions remaining. We thank you for your patience, and then we'll have your closing. Thank you so much. 30 seconds for response.
Former Mayor Celestin was laughing when I talked about selling land. You know, it's over 20 years since he's been mayor. He never had the time to deal with climate change and sea level rise. It's not about the price of the land, whether you sell it for $100 or for $100,000. We need an assessment to know, based on the area, that piece of land, maybe we need it for water mitigation because of flooding. That's why I changed the tone and talk about climate change and sea level rise. We need to identify the land and know what's needed to build there based on the area. It's not just the price. You can sell it for $100, you can sell it for $200,000, but when it comes to address flood, when it comes to address sea level rise and climate change, there is land that you cannot build on. And the county been selling those land just because there is housing crisis for people to build, but in reality, there is no comprehensive plan to know where the water at the end of the day is gonna go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Come forward to make sure the mic works.